ज्यादा होगा। सर बुला रहे हो। अच्छे से
Welcome everyone. I request everyone to kindly be seated. Take a moment and kindly be seated. I, Swati Singh, Judicial Magistrate Second Class, Gaya, welcome all respective dignitaries on this August ceremony for the Legal Awareness Program on the topic of role of students in eradicating lack of legal awareness amongst masses. At this Swami Vivekanand Complex, Central University of South Bihar, Gaya. It is matter of great privilege and honor to have with us the esteemed presence of Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh, Judge, Patna High Court, come Executive Chairman, Bihar Legal State Services Authority. Professor Kameshwar Nath Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of South Bihar, Gaya. Respected Shri Jitendra Kumar, District and Sessions Judge Gaya, come Chairman, District Legal Services Authority, Gaya. Respected Shri Rajiv Ranjan, Member Secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority. Respected Shri S.D. Sanjay, former Additional Solicitor General of India. Learned Professor Shri Pavan Kumar Mishra, Dean and Head, School of Law and Governance, Central University of South Bihar, Gaya, and all the respective judicial officers, faculty members, and students of the university, and other viewers of the event online at the moment. I humbly request to all the honorable guests to approach the podium for lighting of the lamp and inaugurate the ceremony. I also invite my colleague Ms. Shekha Sharma, Judicial Magistrate Second Class, for reciting brief President mantra and make the process even more.
Submission को हटाना हो. इसको please sir. नहीं आ रही. उनको
दीप ज्योति परम ब्रह्मा दीप ज्योति जनार्दना दीप हेतु पापम सत्तादीप नमस्तुते शुभं करोति कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसंपदाम्. Thank you. Moving forward, to pay our deepest gratitude to our guest today, I request Mrs. Swati Singh, Judicial Magistrate First Class, to present the memento to Chief Guest of the event, Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh, Judge, Patna High Court, come Executive Chairman, Bihar State Legal Services Authority. Thank you. I now request Mrs. Neha Tripathi, Judicial Magistrate First Class, to present the memento to the Honorable Professor Mr. Kameshwar Nath Singh, Vice Chancellor, Central University of South Bihar. Now I request the learned Professor Shri Pavan Kumar Mishra, Dean and Head, School of Law and Governance, Central University of South Bihar, Gaya, to present the Angavastra and book on behalf of the university. To Professor Kameshwar Nath Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of South Bihar. I now request Ms. Shaila Shukla, Judicial Magistrate First Class, to present the memento to respected Shri Jitendra Kumar, District and Sessions Judge Gaya, come Chairman District Legal Services Authority, Gaya. I now request to the learned Professor S.P. Srivastav, Professor of Law, Central University of South Bihar, to present the Angavastram and book on behalf of the university. To respected Shri Jitendra Kumar, District and Sessions Judge Gaya, come Chairman, District State Legal Services Authority. I now invite Mrs. Prerna Singh, Judicial Magistrate Second Class, to present the memento to respected Shri Rajiv Ranjan, Member Secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority. I now request and invite learned Professor Dr. Deonarayan Singh, Faculty Coordinator, Legal Aid Clinic, School of Law and Governance, Central University of South Bihar, to present the Angavastram Handbook on behalf of Legal Aid Clinic to respected Shri Rajiv Ranjan Mish, Member Secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority. I now invite Ms. Priyanshu Sharma, JM Second Class, to present the memento to respected Shri S.D. Sanjay, former Additional Solicitor General of India. I now request Professor Dr. Deonarayan Singh, Faculty Coordinator, Legal Aid Clinic, School of Law and Governance, Central University of South Bihar, to present the Angavastram Handbook on behalf of I now request Ms. Ankita Neha, Judicial Magistrate Second Class, to present memento to learned Professor Sri Pavan Kumar Mishra, Dean and Head, School of Law and Governance, Central University of South Bihar. I now invite learned Mr. Mani Pratap, Faculty Coordinator, Legal Aid Clinic, School of Law and Governance, Central University of South Bihar, to present the Angavastram Handbook on behalf of Legal Aid Clinic to learned Professor Sri Pavan Kumar Mishra, Dean and Head, School of Law and Governance, Central University of South Bihar, Gaya. To move forward in the event, I now request technical team to kindly play the Kulgi of the university. Thank you. कला संस्कृति सर्व ज्ञान की बढ़े जहाँ विद्या विश्वविद्यालय कला संस्कृति सर्व ज्ञान की बढ़े सारे सारे प्रसाद बढ़े सारे सारे प्रसाद कला संस्कृति सर्व ज्ञान की बढ़े जहाँ विद्या विश्वविद्यालय कला संस्कृति सर्व ज्ञान की सारे 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 सदा कला संस्कृति सर्व ज्ञान की बढ़े जहाँ विद्याधारा प्रथम विश्वविद्यालय कला संस्कृति सर्व ज्ञान की बढ़े सारे सारे प्रसाद सारे 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 बढ़े जहाँ विद्याधारा विश्वविद्यालय कला संस्कृति सर्व ज्ञान की बढ़े सारे 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 बढ़े जहाँ विद्याधारा कला संस्कृति सर्व ज्ञान की Thank you. I now invite my colleague, Ms. Shikha Sharma, Judicial Magistrate Second Class, for the welcome song. Shikha. Thank you, Swami. I'm going to present a welcome song in the August present of Hon'bles and other dignitaries. उपकार है आपका, स्वागतम ही स्वागतम है आपका, मान्यवर उपकार है आपका, स्वागतम ही स्वागतम है आपका, किसको बेटी से परस्ती आपकी, किसको बेटी से परस्ती आपकी है, मुझे आज हंसती आपकी है, मुझे आज हंसती आपकी, हम सभी सभी पर प्यार है आपका, स्वागतम ही स्वागतम है आपका, मान्यवर उपकार है ही आपका, स्वागतम ही स्वागतम है आपका, दीपमाला स्वागत में जल उठी, दीपमाला में जल उठी, इत्र में जल उठी, इत्र में जल उठी, करें आलम आपका, स्वागतम ही स्वागतम है आपका, मान्यवर उपकार है ही आपका, स्वागतम ही स्वागतम है आपका। भेंट में श्री पदशाला लाई है, भेंट में श्री पदशाला लाई है। हम हृदय स्वागतम ही स्वागतम है आपका, मान्यवर उपकार है ही आपका। स्वागतम ही स्वागतम है आपका। Thank you, Shika. I request everyone to kindly draw your attention to the screen. The theme song of National Legal Services Authority will be played.
एहसास न्याय का सबके लिए, न्याय का सबके लिए, उल्लास सबके लिए, विश्वास न्याय का सबके लिए। हिंदोस्ता पर हक हम तो है, इंसाफ के इस आशिया पर हक हमारा भी तो है। से एक मुट्ठी से
ये ना सोचो दर्द हमारा कहीं सुना न जाएगा, अब न्यायालय खुद चलकर चौपालों तक आएगा।
तुमको न्याय मिलेगा, न्याय मिलेगा, को न्याय मिलेगा, को न्याय मिलेगा। हिंदोस्तां पर हक ही तो है, किस कुर्सिता पर हक हमारी तो है।
गरीब और कमजोरों को मुफ्त एवं सक्षम कानूनी सहायता के लिए प्रतिबद्ध विधिक सेवा प्राधिकरण नालसा, न्याय सबके लिए।
Thank you. Also, there is a theme video of Bihar State Legal Services Authority, which will be played shortly on the screen.
आइए मनाते हैं स्वतंत्रता, एकता, विकास और लोकतंत्र के 75 साल। 2022 में भारत अपनी आजादी के 75 साल पूरे करेगा। आइए इस महापर्व की तैयारी में जुट जाते हैं। आइए मनाते हैं, आइए मनाते हैं भारत की आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
खालसा ने अमृत महोत्सव को एक ऐसे अवसर के रूप में लिया जिसमें देश के सुदूर कोने में रहने वालों से मिलकर उनका हाल जाना जाए, उनकी समस्याओं से देश को अवगत कराते हुए उनका निराकरण कराया जाए, साथ में उन्हें यह भी एहसास कराए कि देश की आजादी, देश के संसाधन, देश की न्यायिक व्यवस्था पर उनका समान हक है।
I commend NALSA for its vision to promote an inclusive legal system to ensure fair and meaningful justice to marginalized and disadvantaged sections. I am glad that NALSA is working towards our constitutional objective of providing equal and barrier-free access to justice. I also compliment NALSA for launching this awareness drive on Gandhi Jayanti.
25 years ago, NALSA has rendered service to crores of people and helped them in realizing their rights and entitlements, all free of cost. But now, we need to turn our efforts into a movement. Towards this end, NALSA is embarking on this ambitious 6 weeks program, beginning on the auspicious day of Gandhi Jayanti till the birth anniversary of Pandit Nehru. NALSA's goal should be, if the needy cannot reach us, we shall reach the needy. Making this noble mission a grand success will be the real tribute to our founders.
NALSA and state legal services authorities have developed a robust system of legal aid delivery and empowerment in the country, right up to the grassroots level that each Indian can be proud of.
Just 1 week. Let's actually have more than a month and then try to reach out to every marginalized section in the, and therefore this Pan India program. We have large backbone of and support of state legal services authorities, district legal services authorities, taluka legal services authorities, this apparatus and the panel advocates, paralegal volunteers, every one of them who's associated with the work of legal aid. He will be doing a bit of their service every time.
इस पैन इंडिया कैंपेन की शुरुआत के पूर्व सप्ताह में मगध विश्वविद्यालय बोधगया में बच्चों के अधिकार संरक्षण पर आयोजित विधिक जागरूकता कार्यक्रम में माननीय मुख्य न्यायाधीश, माननीय कार्यकारी अध्यक्ष बालसा एवं माननीय न्यायमूर्ति श्री आशुतोष कुमार ने शिरकत कर नालसा के पैन इंडिया कैंपेन की सफलता के लिए अनुकूल जमीन तैयार कर दी। कैंपेन की शुरुआत के बाद बिहार न्यायिक अकादमी एवं बिहार राजनीतिक सेवा प्राधिकार में आयोजित विभिन्न कार्यक्रम और उनमें मुख्य न्यायाधीश सहित पटना उच्च न्यायालय के सभी माननीय न्यायमूर्तिगण की उपस्थिति ने पूरे बिहार में चल रहे जागरूकता एवं पहुंच अभियान को गति प्रदान कर दी।
आजादी का Ambedkar and Gandhiji said, we have achieved political azadi, economic, social azadi. It is an ongoing process. It is not, we are not celebrating 75 years of independence, only for 45 days. It is a lifetime mission.
NALSA has taken up activities
and events to commemorate the 75th year India's independence under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The aim of the legal awareness and outreach campaign is to empower the masses and especially the weaker and marginalized section of the society to make them aware of their rights and entitlement under the law and helping them to actualize their entitlements as well as to make them.
माननीय न्यायमूर्ति श्री संजय करोल, मुख्य न्यायाधीश सह मुख्य संरक्षक के प्रेरक नेतृत्व एवं माननीय न्यायमूर्ति श्री अश्वनी कुमार सिंह के प्रभावी मार्गदर्शन में बिहार राज्य विधिक सेवा प्राधिकार ने नालसा के इस अभियान के उद्देश्यपूर्ण क्रियान्वयन में अपनी पूरी शक्ति लगा दी। पैनल अधिवक्ता, पीएलबी, छात्र, आंगनबाड़ी कार्यकर्ता, डाकिया इत्यादि सभी की सहभागिता ने इसे एक आंदोलन का रूप दे दिया। इसकी झलक हमें गांधी जयंती से ही सीखने में। घर घर तक पहुंचाएंगे बच्चे दुखिया हम बोलेंगे सबके के दरवाजे हम खोलेंगे सबके
आवश्यक सूचना। पूरे भारतवर्ष में आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव दिनांक 2 अक्टूबर से लेकर 14 नवंबर 2021 तक मनाया जा रहा है
और बच्चों को प्रदान की जाने वाली मुफ्त विधिक सहायता के बारे में जानकारी दी गई।
इसका भी टीचर नहीं करेंगे
यदि नहीं तुम्हें प्राप्त करने के लिए, ठीक है। अगर कभी किसी प्रकार से केस मुकदमा में फंस जाते हैं और आपको सुविधा कानून से सुविधा अगर चाहिए, एहसास न्याय का सबके लिए, न्याय का सबके लिए, उल्लास का सबके लिए, विश्वास न्याय का सबके लिए, हिंदोस्ता पर हक हमारा, इंसाफ के इस आशिया पर हक हमारा भी तो है। मुट्ठी से
एक मुट्ठी याद
ये ना सोचो दर्द हमारा कहीं सुना न जाएगा, अब न्यायालय खुद चलकर चौपालों तक आएगा।
लाचारों को न्याय मिलेगा।
Moving the event forward, I now invite Learned Professor Shri Pawan Kumar Mishra, Dean and Head, School of Law and Governance, Central University of South Bihar, Gaya, to deliver the welcome address. Sir.
Thank you. A warm good evening to all the dignitaries sitting on the dais and off the dais. नमस्ते, आप सभी का स्वागत, अभिनंदन. Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh of the High Court of Judicial at Patna, come Executive Chairman of the Bihar State Legal Services Authority, our mentor and Honorable the Vice Chancellor of the Central University of South Bihar, Professor Kameshwar Nath Singh, sir, the Member Secretary of the Bihar State Legal Services Authority, Mr. Rajiv Ranjan, sir, District and Session Judge, come Chairman, District Legal Services Authority, Gaya, Mr. Jitendra Kumar, former Additional Solicitor General of India and Standing Counsel of Central University of South Bihar and Senior Advocate, Patna High Court, Mr. S.D. Sanjay Kumar, Mr. S.D. Sanjay, sorry, Office bearers of the Bihar State Legal Services Authority, Member Secretary, District Legal Services Authority, Gaya, members of the bench and bar, Dean, Student Welfare, Professor Atish Parashar, Chief Proctor, Professor Umesh Kumar Singh, Deans of various schools of the university, Head of the various departments of the Central University of South Bihar, Registrar, Colonel Mr. Rajiv Kumar Singh, Controller of Examination, Mrs. Rasmi Tripathi, Faculty Coordinator, Legal Aid Clinic, Dr. Denoran Singh, fellow faculty members, officers of the university, support staff, research scholars, students, friends from media, and every other ladies and gentlemen whom I have not addressed by their designations and who have joined us at this evening to celebrate this occasion. I, Dean of the School of Law and Governance at the Central University of South Bihar, welcome you all on behalf of the entire university fraternity. This event being organized by the District Legal Services Authority, Gaya, in collaboration with Central University of South Bihar, has, among its other objective, the objective to enhance the knowledge of the student in eradicating the lack of legal awareness among the masses. The topic is itself has many facets. I would very briefly introduce you to the subject as I view it. I view law as the cement of the society and as an essential medium of change. It enables the person to explore the questions involving how and why in rapid rotation. It attempts to accommodate the contradictory and conflicting challenges of deontological liberalism, natural law, pragmatism, interpretive social sciences, economics, and several varieties of critical social theory. Law is the king of the kings, and so is its study. I wonder which subject one misses while being in legal profession? None. A legal enthusiast, irrespective of whichever profession he or she is in, ought to be a jack of all trades. He ought to be a mathematician, a geologist, a botanist, a geographer, a physicist, a chemist, an economist, a social scientist, or think of any other stream of knowledge, and the person has to be quite thorough with it. It is the burden which comes bundled with respect, which a person acquainted with law receives from the society. It is a profession which gives you a celebration for your entire life for a very single word which you contributed to the constitution or any other law. For example, two simple words, basic structure, made life of everyone we may think of beyond continental frontiers. But this is also a profession which keeps you awake the whole night thinking of different emotions on faces of the person whom you could not help at times of distress owing to paucity of knowledge. It may be paucity of knowledge of law, of its placement before the courts or in the parliament, or those few words which could convince the other person to choose the best path, which could have led to this or his salvation. I beware everyone hearing me of those sleepless nights and wish you to find those golden words which would make your life a celebrated journey. In my view, the profession has not only these two sides. Let us try to help everyone who knocks our door for wisdom, or else he would keep knocking the door of our consciousness for the rest of our life. So I open the floor to the theme, the role of a student in eradicating lack of legal awareness amongst masses. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I now request Ms. Dhriti Jasleen Sharma, Joint Secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority, to kindly address the gathering. Ma'am.
Thank you. I welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh, Judge, Patna High Court, and Executive Chairman, Bihar State Legal Service Authority. I give my grateful, thankful to Vice Chancellor, Central University of South Bihar, for giving us a platform for today's topic regarding eradication of legal role of students in eradicating lack of legal awareness among the masses. I sincerely give my welcome to Honorable Member Secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority, District and Session Judge, Gaya, and other dignitaries on the dais, and judicial officers in the hall, students, faculty of the university. The topic today regarding the role of the students. As we all know that the student, we take it as a part of basic part. This is the primary level. All the teachers present here do understand what they have, their role in this formation of the student. Student is just a blank paper in which you put an inscription and a formal clear picture, clear individual comes out who have a motive. Now, if we don't give make them understand their role in the society, what role they have to play in the society, just giving them the academic education is not the role. They have to tomorrow go in the society, and at present, when they are studying in the law schools, in the colleges, I'm not emphasized really on law students only. We have not used the word law students. Especially, we always talk of law students, legal aid clinic, literacy clubs. We are using the word student. Student as a whole is the is a part of society, because as we know, there is a common word in a village. If a student, if some person of the village is studying in the university, उसके सब घर वाले बोलेंगे हाँ इसको सब पता है क्योंकि ये यूनिवर्सिटी जाता है. एक village के like in a very rural area, if a student goes to the university, this is a very big privilege. Then they expect that he knows everything about the life, about the situation, about the society, about the laws, and he can help them. वो उसके पास आएंगे हेल्प लेने के लिए. आप तो यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ते हो, आप उन्हें समझा सकते हो इसका क्या मतलब है. तो student, when they go in this society, in their community, it gives them the public who is not able to understand the things due to their illiteracy, due to any reason. It can be due to social reason, political poverty, maybe far-flung areas, tribals, they don't get the education, they don't have the schools. So the students who are getting education, it becomes their duty. So they have to understand, beside this curriculum, what they are studying in the schools, in the law colleges, in the colleges, normal colleges, they have a role towards society also. As we know that saksharta se sakshamta aati hai aapke andar. So this is what your capacity building. It is a process of capacity building. As we all know that a few days back we have celebrated UN Day. That UN Day has given certain sustainable development goals, and I am sure that this college must also have, this university must have also celebrated UN Day. And there are sustainable goals given by the UN, which these goals are basically emphasized on the capacity building of the society. So students being the important part. When you go in the society, everybody looks upon you that you are being, taking education in a good institution, or for say any institution. So you know what the law is. As a student of social science till 10th, everybody has read civics. And in civics and social sciences, we were taught constitution, fundamental rights, fundamental duties. We don't need any specialized field or law student to eradicate this basic menace of legal unawareness. So for this, my notes, this is my.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I now invite respected Shri S.T. Sanjay, former Additional Solicitor General of India, to kindly address the gathering today.
Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh, the senior most judge in Patna High Court and chairman of BSLSA, the district judge Gaya, the Kumar, the Sri Rajiv Ranjan, member secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority, the vice chancellor of this August University, Sri Kameshwar Singh, the professor and dean, Department of Law and Awareness, the judicial officers present here in this August gathering, the faculty members, the administrative staff members, and the dear students attending this offline and who are attending online this conference. I'm sorry, first I will make my apology that I was not here to address this August gathering, but here, it was a direction by Honorable Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh to me that I should also share my deal with you all. Hence, therefore, I am seeking your advance apology that in case if I say something, I will only be sharing some of my experiences of my 36 years at the bar, appearing for public at large, for the state government for some time, and for the government of India. And first thing I will share with you is all that as a lawyer, when anybody comes in the profession, I see here a lot of judicial officers are here who are lawyers in their initial days. Now, I appeared for private litigants. Then first time after 26 years of my practice, I joined the state government. And I only worked for 3 years for the state government. And let me tell you that it was not a matter to earn money, but a matter of pride and satisfaction. My last 5 years as Additional Solicitor General of India was really very, very satisfying to me, where I felt that I am working for the cause of my country, my nation, and the citizens of this country. In fact, when you work for the government, now since the government is of elected people, as per our constitution, and whatever work and welfare work the government does, that is for the public. Same thing is applicable for the judiciary also. Now the judiciary is here for the public to consider and look into the grievances of public. And that is what is also the object of Legal Services Authority. The subject today is role of students in eradicating the awareness, rather enhancing awareness among the students with regard to social problems, legal problems among the masses. Now, people do not know how to get justice, particularly those marginalized people, poor people. And therefore, the role of these organs of the state and these organizations becomes very important to educate the people, to disseminate idea among the people that you have, even if you can't afford, many people can't afford lawyers. So you have a forum which can take you to justice. And here, these days, when we said that Nyay aapki chaupal tak, means the justice, the system is trying to bring justice at the doorstep of the people. And in our democracy, at the lowest ebb is chaupal, where the people used to sit and decide the disputes. These days, a lot of litigations are coming. I feel so happy to see a lot of women in judiciary, they are judges. And that shows the judicial empowerment. I may share that today I have 5 lady juniors. I tell them that in future, few of them has just passed their law. And I tell them, you are all from good institutions of law. You can make a very good judges. They are more passionate sitting on the bench. They can consider the people's problem. Particularly these days, the cases of matrimonial discord, lot of matrimonial discord are coming. Every day we face such people. Earlier, my view was, I used to think कि मैं जोड़ने में विश्वास रखता हूँ, तोड़ने में नहीं. And let me share that at least I have made efforts and solved at least not less than 100 cases where the family was just about to break because of the discord. I tried, of course, it took a lot of time, a lot of effort in talking to both the partners to solve this problem. As a judicial officer, I think all of them must be looking into it and seeing that what problem is this. But then I tried till last to solve the problem. Nowadays, the things have changed. Now, even the view of Supreme Court has changed that now if the people can't remain happy together, it is better to part from them. So this is the dynamics of law. It is changing every day. Now, young students, now when they join the legal profession, now at our time when we passed the law, legal profession or legal education was seen at the back seat. The people used to talk about engineering, going to IIT, medical. The law was considered to be at the last seat, that if the
it was said कि जो कुछ नहीं कर सकता है वही वकील बनता है, वही जुडिशरी में जाता है. Now the time has changed. Now we have, like IIT, we have all national law schools across the country where the people can get admission only through very stiff competition. And I'm glad to inform you all and share with you all that this institution where we are sitting, now it is carrying the torch of law department. It has got very, very rich law department, and its students are every year participating in maximum groups of competition and getting good prizes for this state of Bihar and for the legal fraternity. So far as this subject is concerned about legal awareness, now one of the important component is moot court, through which the legal awareness among the law students is developed, and they, when a lot of moot courts are being held in different law schools, not only the standard of law students is raised, but more and more students become interested in this legal profession. Rather, I say that in this type of university where apart from law, other subjects are also taught. And now a time has come when in every subject there should be some subject of law which should be taught. And I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor to consider this, that for even general streams, there should be some portion of law to be taught, so that the students who are passing, they carry the torch of law, knowledge of law, and they can go to the masses and they can enhance the awareness in the society. Now, one fact which we have experienced during this Corona period, that is, we all saw that if had there been no video conferencing, then the courts would have been closed. But then, under the dynamic leadership of the Chief Justice of India and our Chief Justice of Patna High Court, we saw that very soon, immediately after the lockdown was imposed, and very soon, we set up the systems everywhere in the state. Of course, we can candidly accept that whenever a new system is set up, there are bound to be teething problems. But then it took some time when things were at the position. Of course, we have lost some mandates, but we have not lost much. We have gained it. And one thing which I would like to say before Honorable Justice Singh and the district judges are here, that this has given one lesson to us. That is to accept this challenge of Corona and convert it into opportunity in criminal justice system. We can have big reform in criminal justice system, not only to speed up the disposal of criminal cases, but also to save huge revenue of the government. Now we all know that to carry the prisoners from jail to the court every day, lakhs of crores of across the country is being incurred. Now, in this Corona, when we have appeared in the courts, the judges have held the court, even in the lower judiciary, in the district courts also very successfully, hearing has taken place. Now, in similar fashion, if we can continue with this system, in the criminal justice system, from jails, instead of bringing every day the prisoners, this can be done through video conferencing. Of course, the modus operandi can be decided by the courts. That will help, and it will go a long way in early disposal of cases. I will not take much time because there is many things to say, but I greet all the students and I only ask them to work hard because they are the future of this country. Thank you.
थैंक यू सर. लीगल अवेयरनेस कैसे चौपाल तक भी पहुंचना चाहिए. वेरी वेल सेड एंड ब्यूटीफुली पुट. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर फॉर द वर्ड्स. May I now request respected Shri Rajiv Ranjan, Member Secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority, Gaya, to kindly brief us all.
Good evening to everybody. Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh, Judge Patna High Court, I'm Executive Chairman, Bihar State Legal Services Authority. Sri Kameshwar Nath, Professor Kameshwar Nath Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of South Bihar. Sri Jitendra Kumar Ji, District and Session Judge, Gaya, come Chairman, District Legal Services Authority, Gaya. Sri Pavan Kumar Mishra Ji, Professor Dr. Pavan Kumar Mishra Ji, Dean and Head School of Law and Governance. Sri S.D. Sanjay Ji, former Solicitor General of India and Senior Advocate of the Honorable Patna High Court. Faculties of the different department of this South Bihar Central University, learned additional session judges and other judicial officers who are present here, and the students of different departments of the Central University South Bihar, and all the learned district and session judges, come chairman of the District Legal Services Authority, all across the Bihar, as well as all the judicial officers and other stakeholders, meaning the vice chairman of the District Legal Services Authority, come district magistrate of the East District, and others who are watching this program through virtual mode. One thing, when I used to visit any university, any college, then I start remembering my teacher. And I remember Upendra Bakshi sir and Madhav Menon sir, Patra sir. They used to say that I can leave anything, but I cannot leave the questions of the student. That way, their motivation was there. I remember the great Vasisht Narayan Singh ji and his teacher, D sir. When I was in Bihar Judicial Academy, then as an intern, a lot of law students from Central University South Bihar were coming there. And when I was interacting with them, then they were saying that my teachers are very good and they are cooperating me at all levels. Then I start remembering my teachers, and it is a very good that the similar teacher and students relationship is going on in Central University of the South Bihar. They also told me that as per fees is concerned, fees is very less in the Central University South Bihar. I don't know presently, but that time, 3 years ago, when I was there at in the year 2019, till August, I was there at Bihar Judicial Academy. Then they were coming and they were telling me that the fees is very less as far as Central University South Bihar is concerned. Then they said teachers are very good, teaching is very good, everything is very good. Then now I remember that thing, that somebody is indirectly paying your fees, meaning thereby masses, meaning thereby people at large. And you'll have to, once you are a law student, you are studying in Central University of South Bihar, you'll have to pay back to them. What is the way of paying back? Meaning whether you will have to give money to them? No. This is the way. Giving legal awareness to them, providing knowledge to them regarding the law, what the law is. Now I was just discussing with the Honorable Vice Chancellor of this university, and he was telling me that 5 villages has already been adopted by the Central University of the South Bihar, particularly the Faculty of Law is concerned. So that is very nice. And apart from that, they are going to the villages. They are speaking to the people, informing them about the law. Because as I told you that I was in campus, I was in Bihar Judicial Academy, I used to speak a lot. But today I will restrict to the time is concerned. I will not go beyond 10 minutes. So I will take only few things, because if I will start speaking about the fundamental right or fundamental duties is concerned, then it will take a lot of time, NASA schemes, because all minimum time required is whole day. When I was speaking on the Juvenile Justice Act from 10 o'clock till 6 o'clock. I was speaking. On the last day also, I was speaking on the various topics is concerned when I was in academy. But today I will not speak. Today I will not tell you that exactly what the fundamental right is. But today what I experienced from the life, what you will have to tell to the people, that definitely I will tell you. I was posted at Gaya. In the August 2019, I was posted here. There, one child care institutions are here. And child are residing there who has got no father, mother. Child welfare committee is looking after those children is concerned. One child was sexually abused. Normally, what is happening as a family court judge has experienced that the maximum child who has got no parents, they were adopted by foreigners, not Indians. Whereas in Juvenile Justice Act, provision of adoption is there. If somebody is disabled, still the foreigners were coming to the country, this country, and they were adopting the child is concerned. Here, what happened that sexually that child was abused, and finally they were sent in the remand home. Why not make people aware about this thing? That they can adopt the child. There is no doubt with respect to that. They can adopt the child because they are their child, meaning they are Indian. Why we are not going for adoption? If somebody is disabled, if somebody's father's mother has thrown the child, why we are not? Only 3 things the court is required to see. I will not go in detail, but yes, welfare of the child and whether money transfer of illegal money has taken place or not. And 2 or 3 things is required to be seen, and thereafter the order is to be passed. Now it is for the district magistrate who will have to pass this order. That Parliament has passed that law is concerned. Earlier it was family court. What I am trying to say that you have to educate the people regarding this. Recently, Honorable Executive Chairman, on the direction of Honorable Executive Chairman, we have issued various letters, and one of the letter is that yes, at jail also, legal services advocates we are in panel advocates we are sending to the jails also, to the Thana also, pre-arrest stage also. So these things are there. Child Welfare Committee panel lawyer is there. Then Juvenile Justice Board panel lawyer is there. So at so many places we are sending the panel lawyers and paralegal volunteers, etc. So those things you'll have to see. And what I'm saying that you'll have to educate to the people regarding these things is concerned. And as I told you that our district legal services, just I was talking with the dean of this particular head of the School of Law, and he was telling me that earlier, because our judicial officer used to be there for, he was working as a judicial officer, meaning the court work was doing. But now full-fledged secretary is there. If you provide him any material, definitely he will upload on his YouTube channel. And even if you send to us, and we'll scrutinize that, and thereafter we'll put it in the BSLSA website, YouTube channel. So that is there, because that is for the people. And we want to be very frank, not a single law student is panel lawyer, as per the information available to us. Students are not going for this particular panel, that paralegal volunteers. Once they became the passes the law, thereafter they become the panel lawyer. But prior to that, not a single law student is there who is the paralegal volunteers who will educate the people. So we'll have to think over that also. Why that is not happening? Why we are not supporting them? Why that is lacking in our society? Why that is lacking in our system? Those things are required to be seen. And apart from that, yes, at the time of remand also, so many things, so many laws you will have to tell to the people. Because so many NALSA schemes is there. NALSA schemes relating to children is there. That what is how you have to help the children. Thereafter disaster, when disaster is coming, law students and other students can come together and help those victims. And apart from that, yes, senior citizens also, because you will find that senior citizen is filing the petitions before the court for granting in the maintenance, etc., which is not good in the society. So you'll have to educate to the people that this is not the good thing, and we'll have to make it very, very clear to them. Apart from that, yes, sexual exploitation is also the trafficking and commercial sexual exploitation scheme is also there of NALSA. Thereafter, for unorganized sector worker. That schemes is also there of NALSA. Thereafter, disabled mentally ill persons also schemes is there. So you have to, because if I will start speaking on any other topic, it will take a lot of time. But I am sure that you will read these things. You will come with some new ideas. You must have seen this particular BALSA. Experts were not there. One secretaries of DLSA, we have just circulated that any secretary of the DLSA with the they can sit together with the judicial officer and prepare some clippings and all clips and all other things is concerned. And they have done that thing. So I'm sure that the law students who are studying here, or other students also who are studying here, they give certain things to us so that we can give it to the in our YouTube channel and other places, and so that the people may be aware about the thing is concerned. And because as I told you that if I will pick up one of the topics, it will take a lot of time. So I will not. I came here to hear your lordship, and definitely today I will hear your lordship and other distinguished guests who are present here. Thanking all of you.
Thank you so much, sir, for covering wide range of topics. Thank you, sir. I would now request respective Shri Jitendra Kumar, District and Sessions Judge Gaya, come Chairman, District Legal Services Authority, to kindly address the event. Sir.
Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh, Judge Patna, Executive Chairman BSLSA, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Ken Singh, Learned Member Secretary BSLSA, Sri Rajiv Ranjan ji, respected Dean Central University Professor P.K. Misra ji, Sri S.T. Sanjay, former Research Solicitor General and Senior Advocate Patna High Court, learned judicial officers, dear students, respected teachers also, I'm sorry. Today just we have seen the NALSA theme song. And we have also seen a video of our prepared by BALSA. It gives the idea about what program is about. We see that this NALSA theme song says न्याय सबके लिए, और in the other words विकास सबका विकास सबको न्याय. इसका कारण यह है कि सभी की खुशी में, सभी के विकास में अपना विकास है, अपनी भी खुशी है. If you want happy, you have to make other people happy. If your neighbors are unhappy, you can't be happy. If you want your right respected, you have to respect the right of others. So this whole program's whole idea behind this legal success authority is that let us try for making everybody happy, everybody developed, so that nobody is unhappy and our society is unhappy. So this is the motto, and even our mandate of the Constitution. If you see the directive principles, fundamental rights, this is the mandate also of our constitutions. But in reality, unfortunately, our country is one of the most poor countries. We see that near about half of the population of our country is illiterate, or even the ratio, even the percentage of the people living below poverty line is also 1/4 of the whole population. So near about whole population of our country is illiterate and living below poverty line. Similarly, in our state situation is even worse. Near about 40%, or you can say 50% people are illiterate and living below poverty line. Despite our rule of law, equal protection law, equal protection of law, in fact, most of the people who are living below poverty line, they are totally illiterate. You can't expect them to get the benefit of all these legal provisions inside our constitution and our legal system. So, in fact, hence our society is lagging behind at international level. So, unless we take all our sections of society along, we can't develop, we can't come in the forefront of our international community. So, with such motive, with such idea, our national parliament had inserted Article 39A in 1976, and again in 1997, Legal Services Authority Act was enacted. With the motive that these persons were lagging behind. There must be provisions to provide them competent legal services so that they can approach the court. Because on account of this economic handicap or on account of illiteracy, they're not able to know about the law which are in our favor. So this legal services authority act was also enacted in 1987, providing for competent legal services to such persons who are not able to access the court on account of such a handicap. So there are three things provided in the act. Firstly, give legal competent services. Secondly, give legal aid financially so that they can pay their court fee, they can pay their mortgage. Secondly, despite access to court, we see that there are so backlog in our court. So even going to court is not going to give justice to the people on account of undue delay. So there was a concept of Lok Adalat also in the Legal Services Authority Act. Because Lok Adalat was earlier being organized, but there was no legal recognition. Honorable Justice Bhavati had made great efforts for organizing Lok Adalat and giving concept of Lok Adalat, but same was not recognized in law. So that was recognized in this act. Hence, other Lok Adalat is one of the 5 mode of ADR. So this act also provides for resort to other area like mediation and other mode of ADRs. But particularly this Lok Adalat and mediations are organized by our Legal Services Authority. So these things have been provided to help these people. Secondly, with the concept of victimology, when there is development of giving relief financial compensation to the victim of the crimes, no longer only giving punishment to offender, not satisfying, not giving any succor to the victims. So concept of victimology came, and there was provisions of giving compensation to the victims. Hence, this duty to grant compensation was also entrusted with this Legal Services Authority. So nowadays, NALSA, National Legal Services Authority, State Legal Services Authority, or District Legal Services Authority are playing a vital role in granting compensation to the victims. Some way or the other, they have great role. Now, recently, a concept of legal service camp has emerged. The whole idea behind this camp is that identify such persons who need our help by way of making them aware and taking them to the camp so that they can get benefit of the schemes. Because our government, NALSA, or our government has realized NALSA is just national authority which decide the policy regarding this legal services authority and evolve some schemes. Because in view of the fact that many sections of the society are badly in very poor conditions, like women, tribal people, even senior citizens, victims of our natural disasters. So, in view of the fact that if such people are neglected, and unless they are provided with succor, unless special schemes is evolved to help them, you can't take them ahead, and you can't make our society happy. So, with such view in the mind, NALSA has developed various schemes in regard to women, in regard to children, in regard to senior citizens, and many other sections. So, idea behind this camp is that organized camp, before having camp, make the awareness program going to the people of such target group and make them aware about their right, about their welfare schemes of the government, and thereafter fix the date of camp and make them come to the camp, and there you should help them so that they can direct with you. So these are the main functions of Legal Services Authority. With the intention to help the people. Now you can realize now that how the students can play their role in such functions of our institutions. Here, first role you can play, that being a student, you have knowledge, you have literacy, you have knowledge, and you can make legal awareness regarding the substantive law as well as procedural law. Many people are not aware of any many legal provisions. Even educated persons are not aware, let alone our illiterate persons. So first thing students can play, that they can go to villages, they can go to the target groups to make them aware about the rights, about the law and rights and entitlement. Secondly, you can also make the people aware regarding the functions of such legal service authority institutions, how these institutions are there to help these persons. You should make them aware about such institutions. They know about the schemes, they should know about the functions of such institutions, so that they can take help of such institutions. Because you must have seen this Nalsa theme song, in which I said that नालसा आप अकेले नहीं, हम आपके साथ हैं. आप ये मत सोचिए कि हम अकेले हैं. नालसा बालसा जितने सब लीगल सर्विस अथॉरिटीज है आपके साथ हैं. So this awareness should be spread among the masses that you are not alone. You must come to our such institutions. It is ready for you to help in any way, by way of awareness, by way of giving financial help, by way of giving advocates. So this is very important, because this is such an instrumentality which can play a great role. But unless people know about these institutions, they can't come. They are not availing even such institutions. So please make them aware about such institutions. That such institutions are working in the field for your help. Please approach and take help. Second, next, you can play an important role in holding lok adalats. You can make the people aware about the benefit of the lok adalat, how it is beneficial without any court fee, without any enmity. You can settle the matter very speedily without a loss of time and satisfactorily. And you can make them come to the lok adalat centers. So that way you can play a great role. Just popularize this idea, because you see given the constraint, given the situations like infrastructure constraint, judges, number of the inadequate number of judges, court systems are totally unable to give justice to people in time and in quality. Quality and timely justice is not being delivered. This is a fact on account of many constraints, maybe infrastructural constraint, it may be inadequate number of judges. So kindly popularize the ideas. This is the only way out, particularly the poor also can't afford time and money. Again, you can hold legal services camp. I just few minutes back I have talked about holding about the camp. Hold camp, make them benefit from such welfare schemes and beneficial legislations. Next, you may be very effective. You can run legal services clinics in your institutions, whether it's law college or non-law college. You can play legal services clinics. The role of legal services clinic is again the same role which you play. You can make them aware by visiting villages or some area or towns anywhere, and make them aware of the act, give solutions, and help them to come to the courts, come to the legal services authority. Again, you can play a very important role by visiting jail legal services clinics, because you know that here people need you more, because you know that how our police is still thinking themselves like colonial police. They have never converted themselves in national police. They still treat the people like enemy, like colonial police we are treating them. They are not friendly right even now. They are not bothering about the rights of the people. Without their reason, they are arresting unreasonably. They are not showing a regard. Even after arrest, they are subjected to inhuman treatment, third-degree torture. Even in jail, people don't bother about their welfare. Even if they are entitled to get bail. They don't help them get bail. They're not given they are not given proper treatment. Sometimes their sentence has been served, but they are not given benefit of remission. So there are so many scopes. You can visit the jail, know the status of the case, what is the status, at what stage, whether you may have you may be knowing that in case half of the total sentence is served during trial, you are entitled to bail. But still they are not. But jail authorities are not taking anything. They are not bothering about their right that they should move application before the court because they think that they are not bothered. They should not. They don't think that these are people. If they are here to punish any prisoners or any persons as per law, not beyond law. But they forget it. They release in tossing the people. They don't help them get justice as per law. What is our legal system? Of course, punish the guilty persons as per law, not beyond law. Whatever punishment is there, whatever ill treatment is there, as per law, just that's okay. But even beyond law, they are subjected to such ill treatment or punishment. So there they don't bother. So your visit to jail will be of great help. Go talk to the prisoners, what is their case, how they are here. One thing you also find in jail, sometimes even minor people are languishing in jail. And jail authorities are totally ignorant. They're not bothering about whether they are entitled to get benefit of juvenile acts, and they can get inquiry before JJ Act. So your visit very crucial. So kindly go and visit jail resources camp clinic. Again, I'm very happy to know that adopting you have this university has adopted some villages. Very noble idea, and here you can play great role by adopting villages and giving them legal awareness and helping them to get justice. Again, you can play a great role by visiting slum dwellers or area of poor people who are very poor and they're not getting even benefit of government schemes or beneficial decisions. So you can visit there. You can know the situations. You can evolve how you can help them. Again, you can help people who are victims of human trafficking, child labor, natural disasters. So this is also area where you can work. You can play a crucial role. Again, you can help the child who are in conflict with law, but as per Act, they're entitled because our legislature has given them benefit because it is relation at the international level that by punishing the children or minor, you can't get, no society can get anything. Just this is self-destructive. So with such motto, our JJ Act has been enacted, providing some benefit to the juvenile offenders as well as such juvenile who are in need of care and protections. As Rajuji has spoken about adoptions, you may find that just a newly born child is thrown on road on account of social stigma of single mother. So such child sometimes come to shelter home, and you can help them. You can help the child to get adoption. There are so many provisions in the JJ Act itself about such orphan child, abandoned child. There are so many measures. So you can help this such child. Again, you can help our senior citizens. We know that parents work very hard to see their children to highest place, but unfortunately, in the old age, they are neglected by the same child. This is the reality in most cases. So, Senior Citizens Act has been provided, giving protection to them. So, please, you can make aware of such act, help them, take them to the court, and help them how they can get justice. And sometimes they also face difficulty regarding pension, etc. So you can be helpful here also. You can approach the government agencies who can give benefit to them as per law. So that way you can play an important role, very crucial roles, and you are the future of the country. It is for you to shape your future, shape the society, whether you want happy or unhappy society. If you want to be happy, try to make everybody happy, only then you'll be happy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Very beautifully explained how students can help in way of legal aid clinic, legal awareness camps, volunteering in legal services authority, visiting jail services clinic, helping villages and affected children, and even senior citizens by way of the act created for the purpose. Thank you so much. Moving forward, I would now request Professor Kameshwar Nath Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of South Bihar, Gaya, to kindly address the campus. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh, Judge Patna High Court, Executive Chairman, Bihar State Legal Services Authorities, District Judge Shri Jitendra Kumar ji, Member Secretary, Bihar Legal Services Authority, Shri Rajiv Ranjan ji, Additional Solicitor General, Shri Sanjay ji, Professor and Head, Dean, Department of Law and Governance, Professor Om Misra ji, senior dignitaries sitting off the desk, professors and teachers of this university, and students. I welcome you all in this Swami Vivekanand Sabhaga on this auspicious occasion. Much has been said. Nothing is less to say. However, I have to say something, and I am searching some way what to say. Because I have no legal competency. So I would not like to touch that topic. But I would say that university, that your program, your action has given us a vision and a mission for life. And that is good for the students. Because living without vision and mission is meaningless. Every student, every teacher, every man should have a vision of life and vision of life. What I have to do, for what I am living. And this program has taught a lesson. And this is sole purpose of the university. If someone asks to me, what is the purpose behind the establishment of the university? I would say, the purpose behind the establishment of the university is creation of knowledge, cultivation of knowledge, enhancement of knowledge, and dissemination of knowledge. But for what? Creation of knowledge and enhancement of knowledge for what? What is purpose behind this? The purpose behind this is for welfare of society and for welfare of nation. That is sole purpose behind the establishment of the university. आजादी का 75वां वर्ष को मना रहे हैं कि आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव मनाया जा रहा है और इस अवसर पर एक बहुत बड़ा सीख इस कार्यक्रम ने दिया है मैंने नालसा और नालसा दोनों के डॉक्यूमेंट्री को भी देखा। These are not simple things. They are giving a lesson. एक भाव होना आती है कि जो है उजड़े भूले बिसरे वो सब तेरे अपने हैं, इनके भी आंखों में कोई तेरे जैसे सपने हैं। असली पर्पज इसका ही है। उजड़े भूले बिसरे जो लोग हैं उनके भी आंखों में कुछ सपने हैं, हम उनके सपनों को पूरा कर सकें, हम उनके सपनों को एक राह दिखा सकें। यह लीगल सेल यही काम कर रहे हैं। यह बहुत बड़ा काम है। कश्मीर से लेकर के कन्याकुमारी तक इस देश में संसाधन बहुत है, विविधता बहुत है, चुनौतियां भी बहुत हैं, लेकिन इन चुनौतियों के समाधान के लिए विश्वविद्यालय की एक बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है, बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है। Our university has adopted as motto of the university is campus for the community. And the whole, what we are doing for the community. And as you know, as it has been told already, that in the umbrella of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, which is brainchild of our vibrant Prime Minister, Pradhanmantri Narendra Modi ji, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, each IIT, IIM, central university, state universities, even government college and autonomous colleges has been advised to select 3 to 5 villages located in their hinterland, and students and teachers visit adopted villages, know their problems, stay with them, interact with them, know their problems, know their potentials, mapping of their resources, and find out the solutions. And let us dissolve some recommendations so that it could be sent to the planners and policy makers, so that it could be incorporated in policy framework. ये हम लोग कर रहे हैं। मुझे ये बताने में बड़ी प्रसन्नता हो रही है, मैं बार बार यहाँ कहता हूँ, इस कैंपस की ऊंचाई बढ़ती जाए, इसका वर्टिकल डेवलपमेंट होता जाए, इसकी कॉम्पिटेंसी और कैपेबिलिटी और कैलिबर इसका बढ़े, इसका एकेडमिक परफॉर्मेंस बढ़ता जाए। लेकिन बगल में लोग निर्धन, निरक्षर, विपन्न, विवश लोग हैं, उनके बारे में सोचना हमारा काम है। उस निर्धनता, निरक्षरता, विवशता का जीवन जी रहे लोगों के लिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं, या कैंपस क्या कर रहे हैं? हमारी जिम्मेदारी और हमारी जवाबदेही, चाहे हम स्टूडेंट हो, चाहे वो शिक्षक हो, इस कैंपस की चार दीवारी के अंदर ही नहीं है। इस कैंपस के बाहर एक बहुत बड़ा समाज रहता है, और आते जाते लोग, समाज के लोग इस कैंपस से बहुत ज्यादा अपेक्षाएं पालते हैं कि हमारे लिए कुछ करेंगे। लेट अस रियलाइज, हम लोग एहसास करें कि हम कैंपस के लिए कर रहे हैं क्या। ठीक है, आपका कैरियर बहुत अच्छा हो, आप कैरियर अपना डेवलप करें, लेकिन कैरियर किसके लिए? कैरियर डेवलपमेंट, कैरियर डेवलपमेंट, कैरियर डेवलपमेंट इज मस्ट, बट कैरियर डेवलपमेंट फॉर व्हाट? कैरियर डेवलपमेंट फॉर माई सेल्फ या ओन सेल्फ? कैरियर डेवलपमेंट फॉर फैमिली ओनली? नो, कैरियर डेवलपमेंट फॉर द सोसाइटी, कैरियर डेवलपमेंट फॉर द नेशन। इस समाज के लिए हमारा कैरियर चुना है, प्रधानमंत्री ने सक्षम अध्यक्ष बनाया है, हमको कुशल बनाया है, हमको समाज के लिए कुछ करने लायक बनाया है, तो हमारी सक्षमता, हमारी दक्षता, हमारी कुशलता, हमारे ज्ञान का लाभ इस समाज को भी मिले, इस देश को भी मिले, यह संकल्प लेने का समय है। और यह एहसास इस कार्यक्रम के माध्यम से हो रहा है। मुझे तो लगता है कि जो यूनिवर्सिटी के एस्टेब्लिशमेंट के पीछे जो विजन और मिशन है वो आप काम कर रहे हैं। तो ये हमारे लिए ये आपका आज का ये कार्यक्रम रियली दिस इज एसेट फॉर मी एंड फॉर माय कैंपस टू। ये हमारे लिए उपहार है। और मुझे लगता है कि लाख विद्यार्थी यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं। सर यहाँ मैं बताऊं, यहाँ इतने अच्छे विद्यार्थी हैं। मैं बार बार इस बात को दोहराता हूँ कि बाहर आप जब देखेंगे तो यहाँ जूता भी लाइन में रहता है, और बाहर से आने वाला व्यक्ति जब देखता है कि यहाँ तो जूता भी लाइन में रहता है तो यहाँ के लड़के कितना उत्साह होते हैं। इतने अच्छे लड़के हैं यहाँ के, और इतने इतने उतने ये सारा काम जो हो रहा है, देखिए पानी पिलाने से लेकर के सारी व्यवस्था, और जमीन से जुड़े हुए लोग सब अच्छे परिवारों के भी विश्वविद्यालय के परिवार समझ करके, और निश्चित रूप से जैसे ही जो अपने लिए कुछ करता है तो अपना करियर की सार्थकता उसी में है जब हमारा करियर इस समाज के भी काम में आए, इस राष्ट्र के भी करने में काम नहीं आता है तो वो सेल्फ सेटिस्फैक्शन है। इसीलिए लाइफ विदाउट विजन एंड मिशन इज मीनिंगलेस। इसलिए हर आदमी को एक विजन रखना चाहिए कि हम जिंदगी इस बात के लिए। यह आपका यह कार्यक्रम हमारे छात्रों के लिए, हमारे शिक्षकों के लिए एक विजन दे रहा है। आइए आज संकल्प लें कि दसों दिशाओं में जाएं, दल बादल सा छा जाएं, उमर घुमर कर इस धरती पर नंदन बंसा लहराए, नंदन बंसा लहराए। खुले बिसरे लोगों को भी आप साथ लेकर के नहीं चलेंगे, उनके लिए कर क्या रहा है, और आदमी को सोचना चाहिए। तो मुझे कोई कुछ नहीं बोला, हमने तो कह दिया कि भाई मैं तो लीगल मैटर्स बहुत नहीं जानता, और वैसे भी बहुत ज्यादा समय हो चुका है। मैं माननीय जस्टिस महोदय जी का, श्रीमान अश्वनी कुमार सिंह जी का उनके प्रति साधुवाद देता हूँ। उनमें इतनी सहजता है, इतनी विनम्रता है, मैं खुद साहस नहीं कर रहा था। आज हमने कैंपस में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का प्रियम्बल लगाया, तैयारी चल रही थी कि जनता आते जाते गेट पर एक प्रियम्बल लगे, और कैंपस में भी एक प्रियम्बल है जहाँ राष्ट्रीय ध्वज लहराता है, और कैंपस में जब आकर के छात्र या गेट रास्ते चलते हुए व्यक्ति कैंपस हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के प्रियम्बल को पढ़ता है, वी पीपल ऑफ इंडिया, तो एक एकता और सामूहिकता का बोध होता है। यही एकता और सामूहिकता की ताकत, देश की ताकत है, यही ताकत है। संविधान के प्रियम्बल को पढ़ करके भी एक बार याद आएगा, और हमने उसका कहा कि सर आपके हाथ से इसका आशीर्वाद हो जाए, पहुंच जा सकते हैं, और बहुत ही सहज भाव से मैंने डिस्ट्रिक्ट के माध्यम से प्रार्थना किया, स्वीकार कर दिया। मैं आपकी उदारता और विनम्रता का है। मैं विद्यार्थियों से दो बात करना चाहूंगा। आपको बहुत बड़ा बढ़िया विश्वविद्यालय मिला है, और शायद लाख इतनी सस्ती पढ़ाई लाइफ व्यर्थ नहीं होती है, जिसकी चर्चा माननीय राजीव रंजन जी ने भी किया। तो माननीय राजीव रंजन जी को मैं बताऊं कि जो आप 19 में सुने होंगे कि फीस कम है, तो वही फीस आज भी है। वही फीस जितना इस यूनिवर्सिटी का खर्च है, इस फीस से केवल 4% आता है। 96% गवर्नमेंट से देते हैं, और वो गवर्नमेंट कहीं से लाती नहीं है। सभी व्यक्ति का आटा चावल दाल से लेकर के सब कुछ जो खरीदता है, दवा से लेकर के जो खरीदता है, सब पर टैक्स है, सबका पैसा है। उस पैसे की पीड़ा बन जाएगी। अब समाज का एक बहुत बड़ा एक संकल्प लेकर के जाए कि भगवान ने यदि हमको सक्षम और दक्ष बनाया जीवन में, तो हम अपनी क्षमता और दक्षता का उपयोग समाज के हित में और राष्ट्र के हित में करूंगा। यदि आपने ऐसा पूरा कर दिया, इस संकल्प को कार्य रूप दे दिया, तो इस आज के कार्यक्रम की सार्थकता संकल्प की बात में बड़ा कैसे समझता हूँ, तो मैं अपने छात्रों से बात कर रहा हूँ इस संकल्प और प्रतिज्ञा बड़े कठोर शब्द होते हैं। बात बात में रास्ता चलते हुए कोई प्रतिज्ञा करता है क्या, कोई कसम खा लेता है क्या? नहीं। बहुत आदमी की जब मूड होता है, व्यक्ति के सामने कोई चारा नहीं दिखता है, व्यक्ति के सामने कोई विकल्प नहीं दिखता है, तो संकल्प लेता है। संकल्प वह होता है जिसका कोई विकल्प नहीं होता है। आज संकल्प लीजिए, भगवान ने हमको सक्षम और दक्ष बनाया, अपनी क्षमता और दक्षता का उपयोग इस समाज हित में और राष्ट्र हित में करेंगे, जैसा आपने किया। तो यही इस शिक्षा का उद्देश्य है। हम तो जिस प्राइमरी स्कूल में पढ़े हैं, उस प्राइमरी स्कूल में ऊपर लिखा हुआ था सबसे पहले जाने पर, शिक्षार्थ आइए सेवार्थ जाइए। होती थी, वह लड़कों के अंदर एक विजन पैदा करती थी। हम पढ़ रहे हैं किस बात के लिए? पैकेज के लिए पढ़ रहे हैं क्या, या अच्छी नौकरी के लिए पढ़ रहे हैं? वह शक्ति हमें दो दया निधि, कर्तव्य मार्ग पर डट जाएं, पर सेवा पर उपकार में हम जगजीवन सफल बनाए। संकल्प होता था, एक विजन होता था पढ़ाई का। उसे एक विजन मिलता था कि हम पढ़ रहे हैं, किस बात के लिए पढ़ रहे हैं, क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं। उस बात को लेकर के आपने किया, तो जीवन की सार्थकता इसमें है। आप लोगों को अवसर मिला है। मैं बंदिया के समय ले लिया, पढ़ना नहीं चाहता था, और वैसे भी लीगल मैटर पर टच किया। वैसे भी आई एम स्टूडेंट ऑफ ज्योग्राफी, and if someone asks to me what is subject matter of geography, I would say that subject matter and core area of subject is geography is time and space. So I must honor the time and space where I am sitting. So many dignitaries are sitting on the desk and off the desk. Space is very important, and time that I have already passed. So in geography, I have to honor the time and space and basic spirit of the subject. So with these kind words, again I welcome you all. आप सभी को नमस्कार, और मैं यहीं पर अपने वाणी को विश्राम देता हूँ। धन्यवाद। धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, sir. Living without reason and vision is meaningless. What are the thoughts? And विश्वविद्यालय और विद्यार्थियों का यह सौभाग्य ही होगा कि आपके जैसे विजनरी और दूरदर्शी महानुभाव विश्वविद्यालय के हेड ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूट हैं, कुलपति हैं। थैंक यू सो मच सर। May I now invite Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh, Judge, Patna High Court, and Executive Chairman, Bihar State Legal Services Authority. Your Lordship.
Professor Kameshwar Nath Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor of this university. Sri Jitendra Kumar, Learned District Judge Gaya. Sri Rajiv Danya, Member Secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority. Professor Dr. Pawan Kumar Misra, Dean and Head School of Law and Governance of this university. Sri S.D. Sanjay, a senior advocate of Patna High Court and former Additional Solicitor General, Government of India. The faculty members of this university, the judicial officers of Gaya Judgeship, students of the university, and students of other colleges who are connected virtually. My address would also be to the students who recited the Kulgit, Ms. Sikha Sarma, who recited the welcome song, Ms. Swati Singh, the anchor, Ms. Dhriti Jaslin Sarma, the Joint Secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority, Ms. Anju Singh, Secretary, District Legal Services Authority. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to everybody. I am delighted to be a part of today's program to discuss with you about the role of students in eradicating lack of legal awareness amongst masses. Before I start with the topic on which the address is to be made, I would say a few words about my experience at this university. I had been born at Patna, brought up at Gaya. My initial 25 years or about 26 years I spent at Gaya. At that time, this university was not in existence. This has come up recently, a few years back. I was knowing about the university, but I had never visited the campus. I'm grateful to the Vice Chancellor who has offered his space for today's program. After entering into these premises, of course, I was told by the district judge that he wants the unveiling, I'll say, Lokarpan, whatever you may call it, of the preamble of the Constitution. It was very close to my heart. I am of the view that the preamble of the Constitution should be there in the curriculum of every student at primary level. Because that is one thing, if we remember, I think we would understand what the heart and soul of the Constitution is. And if we understand what the heart and soul of the Constitution is, I think in life, whatever we will do for the good of the people. Now, he said that I readily agree. I would say that you stole my idea. Even before I could speak to you that it should be there, you gave this idea. I'm very happy and I congratulate you for having this idea in your mind. There's one thing which shows the commitment and sensitivity of the Honorable Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, and what he wants to instill in the students of this university. So I would request all the students to memorize the preamble. And if you memorize the preamble, I think the discussion of today's topic would be over. Because everything revolves around it. The campus, the landscape of this campus, these are all which anybody would love to be a student of this university. And just I was in a lighter mood talking to the lawyer for the university that can I get admission in any faculty of this university? He said that yes, I'll talk to the Vice Chancellor. And of course, there may be some subject he was talking about PhD, LLM. I don't know. I have only done LLB, sir. Find out some good,
course in which you can induct a judge also as a student, because the topic, the role of the students. So I think today's topic I would be discussing as a student to you, not as a judge, because everyone who tries to learn something is a student, howsoever high the position may be. And if we have no intention to learn, I think that day would be the end of the day of learning for that particular person. So nobody should think that I know everything. I have also learned many things in today's meet, in today's program, today's deliberation. After saying these few words about this campus, the Lokarpan of preamble, now I would touch upon the topic for which we have assembled today. The first question which would arise in the mind of the students is why legal awareness is necessary. We are talking of legal awareness, why it is necessary. And of course, things have been said before me. Whosoever has spoken has touched this topic. I would speak it in my own way. The answer to the question is that the laws are enacted for the benefit of the people. It is a very powerful tool, only if used correctly. India is the world's largest democracy. Since independence, India has been growing and developing by a system of governance which involves, as ruled by the people, a government which is set by Sri S.D. Sanjay, a government which is by the people, of the people, and for the people. The law presumes that all people are aware of all the laws prevailing in the country. This is what the presumption is. Whether either you know, you don't know, that doesn't matter. Law presumes you know every law. Of the judicial setup in which we function, it also runs on the same presumption that all people are aware of prevailing laws and their rights. As a student, you must have heard the maxim, ignorantia juris non executed. Meaning, ignorance of law is no excuse. This is what is followed in our country. Thus, a common man becomes responsible for his action or inaction where he is ignorant of his rights and duties and the laws prevailing in the country. The absence of the legal knowledge is thus root cause of all disadvantages to the people. However, it is a hard reality that a large populace of our country are not aware of the legal terminology. When the Vice Chancellor of the university, he says that I am not a student of law, I am a student of geography. Think of a common man. Law presumes that he knows all law. And if he commits a mistake, the police system is there. He was saying in colonial system they were. In which system we were? Do we ever think of it that he might be ignorant of it? And that is why he has committed this thing. You have the tool, you have the power as a judge. I'm saying this is not the address to the student, to the judges. While sentencing, you can take it into consideration whether he was knowing the law, whether the
society has given him an opportunity to grow up in the same atmosphere in which we have grown up, we have been raised, or they were abandoned in the society. They had no education, they had illiteracy, and therefore they have done this wrong act. And therefore the law gives immense power in the judicial officer for sentencing. There is a minimum punishment and maximum punishment. There are few offenses for which there is mandatory minimum punishment, but for most of the offenses there is no mandatory minimum punishment. So if you find someone for whom we have assembled today in this hall, that out of ignorance he has done this offense, and this offense has a minimum punishment, which I can say that he will be released on probation of good conduct. He should be released on probation. If you think that we can award him sentence till rising of the court, maximum punishment is 3 years, 7 years, there is no minimum punishment, all right. He is held guilty, but the social circumstance, the social background in which he has been raised, his punishment will be till rising of the court. And give him an opportunity, give him a way to be a responsible member of the society. Now, this was a bit not the topic on which I had to say, but this is a connected topic, and therefore I touched it. So, a large populace, I was saying, of our country are not aware of the legal terminology and available provisions of law, which are meant for their benefits. We have a poor literacy rate. Major population, as has been said by the district judge Gaya, is illiterate and not aware of their rights. The father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, said, and I quote, "The first step to achieve justice is to make injustice visible." So, awareness, how it will be visible? Awareness, that is the topic of the day. Awareness about one's right and the means of securing them are the powerful instruments to bring social and economic progress. The most important law, as we all know, in our country is the constitutional law which governs the country. The idea behind framing of the constitution was to get governance norms and safeguarding the interest of the people of the nation. The core reason behind lack of awareness is either inability of the authority to spread the message of the laws and the relevant provisions, or the faulty understanding of the common man. Lack of knowledge with regard to legal and fundamental rights gives rise to problems like untouchability, child labor, human trafficking, unlawful detention, etc. In order to achieve the constitutional goal, Article 39A of the Constitution was enacted to provide equal justice and free legal aid to the weaker section of the society. And then Legal Services Authority Act 1987 was enacted, which has under which NALSA as a premier body is working, and under NALSA, the State Legal Services Authority, District Legal Services Authorities, Taluka Legal Services Authorities have come into existence just in order to alleviate the hardship of the common man. These institutions are consistently working to achieve the objective of ensuring equal justice and free legal aid to overcome the barrier such as legal illiteracy, complex judicial processes, and other things so that millions of marginalized people are afforded access to justice in true terms. Knowledge of law is power and helps realization, self-realization. When citizens, particularly marginalized or underprivileged groups, know what the law has to offer to them, they can recognize the challenge, they can recognize and challenge injustices much more. Now, access to law. We talk of access to justice. There is another terminology, access to law is another important thing. Here, law is the means and justice is the end. Access to justice gives meaning and life to law. I will again quote a saying of Martin Luther King Jr. And the quote is, injustice anywhere is threat to justice everywhere. Just imagine what he is saying. Injustice anywhere is threat to justice everywhere. एक आदमी से भी अगर injustice आप करते हैं तो सारे लोगों के साथ जो justice करते हैं उसके लिए भी खतरा है. So there should be no injustice in the society, and for that purpose NALSA and BALSA and DALSA, they are consistently working to achieve the objective of ensuring equal justice and free legal aid as envisaged under Article 39A of the Constitution of India. And they strive to overcome the barriers such as legal illiteracy, complex judicial processes, the solution of those things which the marginalized class feel that they are secluded, they are excluded from the mainstream. Now, the growing number of issues, problems, unabated corruption, indecisiveness, etc., is prevailing in our society, and that has given rise to demand support from all sections of the society who are capable and who can help them. Be it legal, poverty, literacy, health, environment, or any other issue. Each cause is clamoring for public attention. In order to attract such attention, the Bihar State Legal Services Authority has come together with District Legal Services Authority and various institutions. Institutions, when I say it is the institution of this university, it may be institution of some other university, colleges, schools, etc. It includes law universities to devote a particular cause so that awareness may be raised for the welfare of the society. Understanding of legal literacy and legal awareness is the need of the hour to deal with these uncertain problems existing and rising in the society. The miserable condition in which the people find themselves can be alleviated to some extent by creating legal literacy and legal awareness amongst the people. At this backdrop, legal literacy and legal awareness assume critical significance. So the first question which might have come to your mind, which I said initially, was why legal awareness is necessary. I think I have discussed with you why it is necessary. Now, The obvious question, the next question which would come to your mind is that why these students have been chosen to this task for eradicating the lack of legal awareness amongst masses. Why you? Why not somebody else in the society? Why we are discussing with the students? The answer to this question is not obscure, rather apparent. Every student has the potential to learn, to grow, and to become a successful member of the society. In fact, the best phase in the life of a human is the student phase. It is a time when a person imagines, discovers, and works out ways to make up his or her identity. Inculcating legal and social awareness in this phase not only enables the student to depict societal condition in a modern way that can efficiently challenge norms and modify perceptions of people, but also transform him or her in a really impactful tool for the purpose of eradicating lack of legal awareness amongst masses. A famous British art historian, Michael B. Gibson, once said, and I quote, this quote is about awareness. He says, awareness is a key ingredient in success. If you have it, teach it. If you lack it, seek it. Therefore, for the students to play a role in raising the legal awareness, they themselves must understand the issues involved. Because what quote it says is, if you have it, teach it. Then you have to make people aware. If you lack it, you have to seek it. So you have to learn. Now, you must understand the issues involved. Without understanding the root cause of the issues and making yourself aware about the remedies available for these issues, you cannot suggest proper remedy for that to the connected persons. You may find many such issues which are multifaceted and complex. Bihar State Legal Services Authority, with its team, and its team includes District Legal Services Authority, Taluka Legal Services Authority, is making efforts to secure engagement of young minds in understanding and utilizing their knowledge for the benefit of the society. The District Legal Services Authority, I would congratulate the chairman of the District Legal Services Authority, Mr. Jitendra Kumar, and the secretary of the District Legal Services Authority, Ms. Sanju Singh, for organizing back-to-back program at Gaya. One we had held only a month ago in the campus of Magan University, and this one in the campus of Central University. And the idea was the only idea was to engage with the students, because ultimately it is your world. The time is yours. You have to understand the problem of the society and you have to find out the solutions. Yes, with experience, we can say something, but ultimately we will all be senior citizens. And don't compel us to seek maintenance, what has been said, as senior citizens. You have to come out with solution that no senior citizen should be in a position compelled, or he should be brought in a situation where he has to come to the court. And I know that the young mind is a very agile mind, and you can think something out of box which we cannot even think of. Now, therefore, I would say that the students of schools and colleges are the essential tools for the outreach program with regard to legal awareness amongst the masses. You have the potential to become the ambassador of justice. Now, the premier institute, I said, NALSA, National Legal Services Authority, has also issued a roadmap for coming years. And an emphasis, I would just let you know that it has issued a roadmap for not for this year, but for coming years. And an emphasis has been made to make attempt to impress upon all the law colleges in the country to adopt a designated area or its taluka close to the colleges, so that students of 4th and 5th year LLB course can have easy opportunity to render voluntary assistance to the sections of the society where legal aid must be extended. I'm happy to know that this university has adopted 5 villages, neighboring villages. Now, this adoption may be for various other regions also. We are focusing on only one core area, that is for legal awareness, for solution of legal problems. The university has to adopt some of the neighboring villages, so that if there is anyone who is in need of legal aid, he can be taken to Mr. Jitendra Kumar, the Chairman, District Legal Services Authority, and Ms. Anju Singh, the Secretary, District Legal Services Authority, and they will find out the solution, who the lawyer would be for their help, what is the problem, and they will not have to spend a single penny. So you have to only do this. You have to show them the way. You have to tell them what your right is. And you are not getting the due. You please come to the office of the District Legal Services Authority and you will get solution free of cost. For this purpose, every university should adopt 1 or 2 villages. Now, having emphasized as to why students have been chosen for this task of eradicating the legal awareness amongst masses, I would like to tell you about the mode of awareness, which have 3 elements. What awareness is? What are its modes? The 3 elements which are there is, the first is informational, second is evaluative, and the third is volitional. Now, you will question what is informational, what is evaluative, and what is volitional. I'll briefly tell you what it is. It is the presence in the mind of certain information about the law, which is called informational. Information can be complete and comprehensive, and it may also be superficial with someone else's word. The information level of legal awareness is its obligatory structural part. There can be no relation to the law without proper information about it. So the first should be, you must have the information about the law, what the law is. The second is evaluative. Having received information about a normative act, a person somehow relates to it, assesses it, compares it with its own values. Axiological elements of legal awareness occupy an important place in structure. Based on the value representations of a person, the motive for his or her behavior in the legal sphere are being formed. Awareness of the value of the right by a person facilitates the transformation of the right from being alien into being one's own and contributing to the realization of the goals and interests of the people. Now, the third aspect is that on the basis of this information and evaluation elements, the third aspect is volitional one. After learning about the law and assessing it, evaluating it, if a person decides what he or she will do in the condition prescribed by law, is volition. Now, discussing social and legal issues in everyday life helps in creating awareness and better understanding of problems regarding their exact nature and causes, etc. Now, I will tell you what discussion can mean. Today, when I came to Gaya, I went to the civil court compound, interacted with the judicial officers, discussed with the judicial officer, and it was a simple interaction for 10 minutes. And within 10 minutes, we could at least evaluate that there is something wrong. Or wrong means in understanding there is something wrong about the provision of law, about the implementation of law, etc. So now, once we have evaluated, we will find out what the solution is. It is not that the fault may be in me. I'm not saying anybody else was in fault. So when you discuss it as a student, you will have various views, and ultimately you will be in a position to come to a conclusion that this view is correct. And then the volitional part starts. So my advice to the students would be to channelize your potentials, use your creativity and imaginations, work out ways to connect to the people, and let them know the law after you know the law. While you understand the law, let others know the law. Make them aware about their rights and duties. Educate them about the ways and means for redressal of their grievances under the legal framework. Make your own peer group for increasing your input pool of knowledge. It is all necessary if you want a real change to happen in the society and ultimately in the country. Having said so, I would now come to a different angle of this legal awareness. While connecting people for social and legal awareness, you will come across various kinds of personalities who can broadly be grouped into 4 categories. What are those 4 categories? The first category will be of the people who are either unaware or unaware of, or deny, or even reject the existence of problem. There is problem, but he will deny that there is any problem. This is the first category. The second category of the people would be the people who are aware in the abstract of problems, but either due to lack of exposure, It may be voluntary or involuntary, or outright ignorance. Again, I would say it may be willful or unintentional. They are unaware of the extent to which such issues are problematic. The third category of the people whom you will meet is the people having formulated opinions based on their own perception and knowledge, even if this knowledge is problematic, but they have a perception. The fourth category of the people whom you will meet in this campaign of spreading legal awareness would be the people who are aware both of the existence of some or many of the such issues, and who believe the magnitude of the problems, and who knows the magnitude of the problem that such issues present, but having no interest in educating the society for the same. So somebody may be well educated in the society, you will meet them, they know where the problem is, but they are not interested in educating others. Now, your role starts for connecting and communicating with all these categories of people. You must have a category-based communication skill, because one idea may not work for others. So you should develop a category-based communication skill, and here you can use your potential of innovations and creativity coupled with knowledge on the subject to develop such a skill. You have to keep in mind that the aim of legal awareness is to empower the masses through education pertaining to their rights, entitlement, and remedies guaranteed under the Constitution of India, as well as under other welfare legislation. Progressing for a result-oriented legal awareness, the area of action has to be defined. What are the areas in which legal awareness has to be spread? There must be clarity in your mind so that you can work on that to get the desired result under present scenario. The primary focus of legal awareness must be under the following heads. First would be rights, including fundamental rights. There may be several rights, but I'm talking about fundamental. Legal benefits and entitlements is the second category. Third, duties of citizen. Fourth, free legal aid and assistance rendered by legal services institutions in actualization. Fifth, remedies available under the law. And last, available citizen-centric services offline and online. While I say you know about other things which I have discussed, first, the five category. Sixth, which I have said, is available citizen-centric services offline and online. Here also, there are many people who need your help. You may be thinking what I am talking about. As most of the audiences here, as well as logged in through online platforms, are law students, I think that I would leave because of the paucity of the time about discussing each and every rights for which awareness has to be spread in the to the common masses. But the area which I would focus on today would be one, the last available citizen-centric services offline and online. Now, this is something that During last few years, almost every functionary and establishment serving the common people, they have developed various citizen-centric services to minimize the rigors of getting the services as well as to ease the processes. These citizen-centric services are like paying taxes, renewing driving licenses, applying for the beneficial schemes of the government. They are available in offline and online mode. But without public awareness about these services, it will give no effect. Hence, an effective awareness about citizen-centric services, both online and offline mode, is required, and for this purpose, the young mind like you are the best resource person, as you all are not only equipped with all kind of gadgets, but having inherent skill to use the same. Another area on which I would focus today with you is free legal aid and assistance rendered by the legal services institutions in actualization. This is one of the most important areas to focus around. Legal aid is a fundamental right of every person, and thus it is guaranteed by our constitution. Free legal aid is the provision of free legal services in civil and criminal matters for those poor and marginalized who cannot afford the services of a lawyer for the conduct of a case or a legal proceeding in any court, tribunal, or authorities. These services are governed by Legal Services Authority Act 1987 and headed by NALSA. We have to make the masses aware about the facilities they can get under this heading, like representation by an advocate in legal proceedings, payment of process fees, expenses of witnesses, and all other charges payable or incurred in connection with any legal proceeding in appropriate cases, preparation of pleadings, memo of appeal, paper book, etc. Supply of certified copy of judgments, orders, notes of evidence, and other documents in legal proceedings. Now, here I would discuss with you about few cases. Because you are law students, you will be bored by this lecture. Therefore, I think to keep your interest alive, I would also like to discuss with you few cases, few instances which have come before us. There was a case before me, and today itself I discussed it also with our judicial officers, in which I found that a person was charged with a serious offense. The punishment would have been, minimum punishment would have been life imprisonment if he would have been held guilty. He was in prison. There was none to help him in his family. He might have been abandoned by his family. When his trial began, the prosecution witnesses were examined, and in examination in chief, they said everything which was against him. Now, there was no defense counsel. Unfortunately, the trial court also did not come out to his rescue. the trial court did not appoint any legal aid counsel. It simply adjourned the case from one date to another on 2-3 dates for cross-examining the witness. And when no cross-examination was done, nobody represented his case. He was illiterate. He was not knowing the consequences of the case. The trial proceeded ahead, and ultimately, only on the basis of the evidence in examination in chief, he was convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment. He had no money to come to the High Court. The jail superintendent forwarded his judgment to the High Court, which was treated as jail appeal. And when I was hearing that appeal in division bench, I was shocked that this is the sensitivity of the society, this is the sensitivity of our judicial system with which we work. Here, the role of the students become important. You can take up his cause. Such cases are reported in newspapers. You can take up his cause. You can approach the legal services authority, district legal services authority. Tell them that, look, what are you doing? A person is going to be punished defenseless. But for this, you have to also be vigilant about what is happening in the society. You are a student of law, therefore you have all right to go to the courts. You can watch the proceedings. Yes, during vacation, many of the lawyers come to the High Court also for internship. No, you can also go to civil court back because you learn most of the procedural law there. So instead of going to High Court and Supreme Court, if you make that no, for 1 or 2 semesters, each student will visit civil court. You will get associated with the legal services authority. Work together with them and tell them with their noble ideas that, look, he is being unrepresented, she is being unrepresented. Now I will tell you about myself, as what I did as a lawyer at Gaya. I was very young. I joined Gaya Bar in the year 1985. I practiced here for 8 months. During 8 months period, since I was wearing a new coat, new gown, and roaming without any brief in the civil court compound, one lady met me. उनकी साड़ी फटी थी, चप्पल में फीता 2 तरह की थी. And she said, बेटा मेरे लिए काम करिएगा. I was just thinking what to say to her. उन्होंने कहा, yes, जरूर करेंगे. बोलिए आपका प्रॉब्लम क्या है? And I'll tell you that time I had no knowledge. No knowledge means as a student, whatever I had learned, I had learned. I had just begun my practice. It was hardly, it would have been for 15 days, 20 days, and that was a training period. She told me her story. She was wife of a professor, head of the department of a very reputed college. I'll not name. I still remember. But she was put in that condition because her husband had abandoned her. He had married another lady who was his student and 25 years younger to him. Now, she was living in her maquette. Whatever they could support, they were supporting, but they were also not affluent people. And therefore, she was put in that condition. I filed her case to know that there is a provision. At that time, it was 125. There was no Domestic Violence Act, but 125 proceeding I initiated. A case under 498A IPC was also filed. Summons were sent. He didn't appear. Warrant was sent. He didn't appear. Non-bailable warrant was issued. And ultimately, the non-bailable warrant was executed against him. He was brought and placed before a court of judicial magistrate at Gaya. I tell you, I didn't charge a single penny from her. But all the filings, whatever it was there, it was only nominal cost. Just 4 paragraph petition, 5 paragraph petition on a plain paper and putting a stamp of 2 rupees 50 paise. That was the charge. That there was no other charge. So everything I was bearing it from my own pocket, being a young lawyer. So what free legal aid means, what pro bono work means. So something which he said touched me so that I never dared, on the condition which I saw, I never dared to speak to her that lawyers also charge fee. Now, when her husband was brought, she expressed her willingness to meet him, and he also wanted to meet her. So both of them met at a place in civil court compound itself. They talked for half an hour. And after that, the lady whom I was representing, she came to me and said that I want to withdraw my case. हम इनको जेल नहीं भेजना चाहिए. So this was the sentiment. मैंने कहा डिसीजन आपका है. He's not maintaining you. Just he should make some commitment before it. Then you may compromise. I'm not saying that you have to contest and send him to jail or you have to get him punished. But then she said, नहीं वो बहुत तकलीफ में पड़ जाएंगे, वो बहुत रो रहे हैं. This was the sentiment of that poor lady. Anyway, I'm taking you to a different level. How things occur in courtrooms. When he was produced, because he was brought pursuant to execution of a non-bailable warrant, therefore he was produced before the magistrate. The then magistrate said that I'll rise. I'll hear this case in my chamber. So he retired in his chamber. The magistrate told him, and then the lawyers were also asked to come. So I also went to his chamber. The magistrate who was dealing with the matter, he told him, "Sir, आपने ये क्या किया? आपने मुझे पढ़ाया है आज मेरे कोर्ट में." This is a real instance, real story of Gaya. आपने ये क्या किया? मैं आपके कॉलेज में आपसे पढ़ा. Then the professor said that I have committed mistake and I am willing to do whatever the court thinks proper. He said that no, we don't want to contest. Matter ended into compromise. Some consented order was passed. Some things he committed. that yes, such and such amount I will pay to her every month. Now look, this instance shows many angles. The empathy of for a poor person in the mind of a young lawyer. I'm not telling my name, any young lawyer. So your interest, personal interest at that stage when you pass out law and go to the courtroom, sometimes you have to work pro bono for the cause of the society. We don't find pro bono lawyers in the state of Bihar. Recently, NALSA wanted some pro bono lawyers to be sent to Delhi, but unfortunately, we had no such record. So for young students, by talking on legal awareness, I would tell you that the day you pass out and you decide that you want to be a lawyer or you want to be a judge, while being a judge or while being a lawyer, you must ensure that you will fight with injustice anywhere, because it will be a threat to justice everywhere. And for that, you may be paid, you may not be paid. That doesn't matter. But ultimately, after almost 85 onwards, it is 35 years. But I remember this case, and I do not remember all the cases, because this was for some good cause. At the very beginning of my career, I got an opportunity. Now, I think the Honorable Vice Chancellor had said that one must stick to his time. I'm crossing the time. Again, I would remind you are the backbone and you are the most powerful force within the nation. And I can see many young faces here. And I can also see that you have a desire to serve the nation. You can and you ought to play a leading role in eradicating the lack of legal awareness among the masses. I hope all of you must take it as a challenge and actively engage yourself for this noble cause. With this, I conclude my views on the topic and just request all students who are present physically or virtually to undertake the exercise of spreading legal awareness amongst masses, so that each and every person living in villages or far-flung areas should be apprised of his or her legal right. My heartiest thanks to all of you for the patient hearing and giving me this opportunity to put my views. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Lordship. Thank you very much, and for covering various facets of legal awareness. As you have said, to make injustice visible. This is what legal awareness is all about. As your lordship has said, that all the law students, they must channelize their potential. In that way, I also request, one way to do that is to participate in moot court competitions. That is one idea from where you can channelize your potential, your creativity. That will even help you in your practices ahead. That being said, I will now invite Ms. Anju Singh, Additional District Judge cum Secretary, District Legal Services Authority, Gaya. I would take a moment here. I would invite Ms. Riddhi Jasleen Sharma, Joint Secretary, BSLSA, to share a few words.
As a part of this pan-India legal awareness and outreach campaign, starting from 2nd October, which will end on 14th November, NALSA has decided to celebrate a legal services week. As we all know, 9th November 2021 is Legal Services Day, and we will be entering in 25th year of NALSA because the Legal Services Act was enacted in 1987. We'll be entering 25th year and we'll want to celebrate 25th year of legal services, and initiation will be for 1 week Legal Services Week, which will start on 8th November, ending on 14th November. As a part of that Legal Services Week, as per NALSA mandate, we have to organize a state level moot court competition, and BSLSA is organizing a moot court competition, state level moot court competition, which will be held virtually on 8th November and 9th November 2021. All the law colleges which are connected today through the virtual mode, as all judgeships were requested to join their law colleges in their judgeship through virtual mode, and all the students present here, we request you to kindly visit the website of BSLSA. The conditions of the moot court has been uploaded on the website, and the entries will reach. The conditions has been given, and the entries has to reach to NALSA by 6th November 2021. So all the students present here and all the students who are connected virtually, and you can tell your friends or law students of other universities to please kindly participate in this moot competition, and the state level moot competition will be held at BSLSA, and accordingly the details has been given on the website, and the first and second position on the state level competition, they will be sent for national moot court competition, which will be conducted by NALSA. The dates, names will be sent to NALSA for national moot court competition. So all the law students are requested to kindly participate in this moot court competition to be organized by BSLSA on 8th and 9th November. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I invite Ms. Anju Singh, Additional District Judge, cum Secretary, District Legal Services Authority, Gaya, to deliver the vote of thanks. Ma'am. On this eve, we have gathered here to discuss on the topic of role of the students in eradicating lack of legal awareness among masses. The discussion today has surely brought forth the importance of the students in the legal awareness. Today's student is tomorrow's future. You are the torch bearers for right awareness, for legal awareness, as you have the tool of education, and in futuristic world, you have power to communicate. Use that tool of education to communicate to the masses. It is just one moment of click away. The chief guest of the program, Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwani Kumar Singh, Judge Patna High Court, cum Executive Chairman, Bihar State Legal Services Authority have gracefully enlightened us on the topic today. Your Lordship, it is an honor to hear you speak today. It is a matter of great pride for us that Your Honor have taken time from your busy schedule for this event. We admire and appreciate the role of Your Lordship for guiding us to organize this program. We are grateful of the wisdom Your Honor has shared with us. It would surely lead to an optimistic outcome of students' contribution for legal awareness. I pay my heartfelt regards and thanks to the Professor Kameshwar Nath Singh, Vice Chancellor, Central University of South Bihar, Gaya. Sir, without your support, this event was not possible. I thank respected Mr. Jitendra Kumar, District and Session Judge, cum Chairman of District Legal Services Authority, Gaya. Sir, for your kind support, sir, you have been the guiding light throughout. Because of your support, this program could be organized with ease. I wish for your support and guidance in future as well. I thank Shri Rajiv Ranjan sir, Member Secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority, Patna, and Jasleen ma'am, Joint Secretary, Bihar State Legal Services Authority, Patna, for their kind support and guidance every time. I also thank Shri S.P. Sanjay, former Additional Solicitor General of India, for your kind presence and motivational words. I also take this opportunity to express my deepest regards and thanks to Professor Pawan Kumar Mishra, Dean Central University of South Bihar, Gaya, and all the faculty and staff of the university for your contribution to this program. I also thank Ms. Shikha Sharma, Judicial Magistrate, second class, for her melodious contribution to this program. And I would also like to thank Ms. Swati Singh, Judicial Magistrate, second class, for her generous contribution to this event. I also want to thank the entire judicial fraternity and the students who have graced the occasion. I also thank the BSLSA staff, as without their support, the event could not have been made successful. Thank you. I now request everyone to kindly stand at your respective seats for the national anthem. I would now seek the permission to end this program from your lordship. May I? Thank you, your lordship. With this, we complete this legal awareness program. Thank you all the participants for your kind presence. There is an important announcement. The dining facility has been made available at the dining hall of Sangha Ram Guest House of the university. All the judicial officers, faculty members, and the participants here are requested to please move to the dining area. The dining facility has been arranged separately to keep in mind the COVID protocols. Thank you so much.